Don't pay for InvestingPRO before watching this video. And the thing is, I genuinely feel obligated to make this content for you all because some of you have kindly left thoughtful comments on the videos I've made about this particular tool, which I personally use quite regularly, with a lot of questions that maybe I haven't answered yet, perhaps because I thought they were, well, kind of obvious. But I'm going to explain it in more detail for those who are thinking about investing because it's practically an investment in this tool that allows you to find stocks, analyze stocks, get information about stocks, information about the stock market, and several other things. So I'm going to address certain things that are probably questions many people have, so to speak, and haven't found answers to. Maybe because, well, there isn't much information about it on the internet. But anyway, first of all, what is this InvestingPRO? Well, basically, there was already a platform, a website called investing.com. This site exists. And what happens is that it's a historic platform. I mean, when you talk to professional investors who have been investing for a long time, they're almost always going to mention investing.com to you no matter what. So what they did was create a subscription based on data they already had. Since it was or is a platform dedicated to providing financial information, financial news, financial data, and financial analysis, as you can see here, as soon as you enter, you have access to all kinds of markets, by sector, by type of stock, by investment instrument, and there are even topics on cryptocurrencies. So you can find charts there, you can find news, you can find analysis, and several other things. But this, what you see here, is completely free. But what happens? They said, since we have so much information, let's launch an option called InvestingPRO, which is their official subscription. Now this subscription, and I'll begin answering your questions shortly. This right here, InvestingPRO, which I'm currently using and demonstrating for you, this is not a broker, nor is it an investment platform. This here is not, for example, like Interactive Brokers or XTB or any other broker you might know. Rather, it is a platform for investment information or financial information in general, providing you with useful data and insights. So don't think that by joining here, you'll be able to invest directly through InvestingPRO. What can actually happen is that you can combine it seamlessly and perfectly, and it might even be your best possible combination. For example, you could use InvestingPRO together with Interactive Brokers. Let me give you a quick example. In fact, I'll leave the link in the description. So, let's say you come here and look for investment ideas, which actually appear here based on different quite iconic investors. So you come over here and analyze the portfolios. So even though here you can't, let's say, decide, well, I want to invest in this one through investing and I'll be able to invest here. What you can do is go directly to a broker, like for example, Interactive Brokers, click on login if you already have an account or create your account. And for example, here I see that they have Apple. So I can say I want to invest in Apple too because Warren Buffett is doing it and because I've already analyzed the stock. And based on all the data InvestingPRO gives me, I can invest in this one. So you go to Interactive Brokers or the broker of your choice and invest directly. This is not investment advice. It's simply for you to keep in mind. So you buy it if you want after analyzing it. So basically, that's the perfect combination. But InvestingPRO isn't just for looking up ideas here and then saying, okay, I'm going to invest. But what it really does is rely on all the financial information it has gathered over a long time and continues to collect. And based on that, for example, I say now Nvidia. So I'm going to analyze Nvidia to see if it's worth investing in this specific stock at this moment. So they have various different investment models that can essentially determine and tell you what the real, true, or correct value of this particular stock is, and then they average it all out for you. For example, they say that this one is undervalued. Let's say the real value should actually be 185.52 based on all the models they have for analyzing and determining the real or fair value of this particular stock, which is exactly what this analysis is focused on. And based on that, you already get an idea. So if you see that based on all this data, the stock is likely to go up, or rather that at this moment it is undervalued, then you can invest in it, or you can look at all the data they provide here, detail by detail, which is very easy to understand because even if you're not a financial analyst per se, you just go in, click on one of these options they give you here, and they show you the complete analysis of the stock itself, and you can, based on that, make decisions. It's not that they tell you what to invest in or whether it's worth it or not. They simply give you the information in a very easy and straightforward way so that you can do your own analysis, and based on that, then you go and invest. For example, in this case, I can say Nvidia, you analyze it here, and they even have a report that they release, which is this one right here. You click on it, and here everything is broken down in detail. And this gets updated, I think, practically every month or sometimes even week by week. And, well, it depends on the stock because not all stocks are updated that frequently. But anyway, you look it up and analyze it based on what they're telling you here because these are real up-to-date data analyzed by experts who are giving you this information. And with all of it, you can figure out whether it's worth investing in a particular stock or not. Now, once I've explained why you should watch this video before buying this subscription, it's because, first of all, InvestingPRO is not a broker for those who think it's a broker or an investment platform. Maybe they'll launch that in the future. Nobody knows. Secondly, it's also not a platform that will tell you directly what to invest in, like, hey, invest here and then you can just forget about everything. No, even though they have the ProPick AI section, which is the one I use and the one we're testing right now for 6 months to see how well it works for us. We're testing this one for Tech Titans. And what happens with this is that, although they do give us a monthly update, because for those who don't know, and if you're planning to buy this subscription so far, what happens with ProPick AI is that they have different strategies in different markets. For example, here in the United States, Australia, Brazil, Indonesia, well, all these countries. And what happens is that you can choose one of these strategies, and these strategies are updated on the 1st of every month. So from November 1st to December 1st, the strategy gets updated and they tell you, remove these stocks and add these stocks. But this is not investment advice either, and in fact they say so down here in this disclaimer. This does not guarantee any specific return, nor does it always guarantee positive results or anything like that. But I do see it as something that really shortens the path for you. Right now, I've been testing it for 6 months, investing exactly as it says here and removing exactly the stocks it says to remove. We're doing well, but obviously it can be optimized much more, and you can based on the information they're already providing, because this strategy is already based on an algorithm, on a strategy they themselves have chosen. And based on that, you can choose and analyze these stocks yourself and even achieve a higher return. So what this does is give you an advantage by shortening the process of having to go in and research stocks one by one yourself. With the thousands and thousands that exist, this filters them down a lot for you, and for example, in this strategy there are only about 15 stocks. Although if you want slightly larger strategies, for example this one has 20 stocks, well, you'll have it there. And based on that, you can make better choices, analyze the details of each stock more thoroughly, and decide for yourself whether or not to invest in these stocks. So that's how this works. Obviously, we have more information here that we can use. The truth is that InvestingPRO in general is not a magic tool that's going to make you generate 2000% returns, but it is a tool that's very useful for those who want to start investing or are already investing and need a tool that's easy to understand and makes it easy to find information. For example, here you can analyze stocks using a lot of financial indicators and metrics, and it presents everything in a very easy and summarized way, without you having to go to the company's website, in this case Apple's, to look up all its financial information and put it together yourself. So that's the explanation. I hope you found it helpful. See you next time. If you made it to this point in the video, leave a flying dollar emoji in the comments section so I know who made it this far. See you. Bye bye.